I think if you don't spend every waking moment in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
that you will not be fit or healthy.
Debunked. Debunked.
No. Of course, effective exercise does not need to take hours. It doesn't need to take up, absurd amounts of your free time. In fact, I think the opposite. I think for most regular folks, like you and I, if you're not an elite athlete, then if you're spending hours in the gym, you're probably going to end up doing more harm than good. It's probably going to be less effective than it otherwise would be.
Yeah, so I know that we use the word optimal a lot because Louis Simmons uses it, and I really think he's onto something. But an optimal amount of time in the gym means you're not working out too much or too little. There is a right amount for everyone to meet your specific goals, and it's really easy to go over, and it's, the easiest way to go under is just to not exercise. So the limits of how much you need to spend are dictated by how your goals are set up. So we have heard of the Pareto principle, yes?
Yes, 80-20.
80-20, yes. So 20% of the work gives you 80% of the results. And I think that's certified Casually Fit Life.
Yeah, that's it's right there, casually.
That's right, 20%. So let's go into some hours here. So I wish I knew the math on how many hours are in a week. And I would say that you can be incredibly fit and healthy at 4 hours a week.
I agree.
Which is a very small percentage of the amount of time that you're alive in a week. A slightly bigger percentage of the amount of time that you're awake.
Yeah. But that translates to like 45 minutes a day, basically, for like 5 days.
Yeah. So the way you break it down matters too. So you can do micro exercises or micro workouts where every hour you get up and you do a set of 25 curls with some dumbbells. And then the next hour you do 25 squats with dumbbells. And then the next hour you do 25 bent over rows with dumbbells. And I think that would have some potential too.
Yeah, I think that would be a very time effective way to go about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to make some maximal changes, but the goal of exercise is to increase your heart rate, challenge your muscles and your skeletal system, and make your neurological system more efficient.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that would be like an optimal way to exercise, but you could fit it in. If you're a busy person, you could fit it in, and it would definitely have benefits as opposed to not exercising.
Yep. And I've worked with a lot of different, and I'm sure you have too, a lot of different types of clients. So when I think of someone who is like very overweight and they want to just get started, for them, an hour workout's too much, or a 45-minute workout is too much. So I like the idea of these short bursts of physical activity, or even getting up and walking, down the steps, do some air squats, stretch your calves out, walk upstairs and sit back down at your desk kind of thing.
Right. I like to think, I'm thinking about this in my head right now, is in terms of like high, low, like intensity sort of days, high intensity days, low intensity sort of days. And generally speaking, you're not going to try and do both of those things in one workout. It's just not going to be the most optimal way to exercise. So you're going to prioritize your workout. And if you're doing a high intensity day, I mean, by definition, you really can't do that for hours, right?
Yeah.
So the nature of it is going to be relatively short. But then on the flip side, if you're doing a long or a low intensity day, there's probably not a whole lot of extra fluff you need to do either. Like maybe it's a jog or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're going for a jog, 20 minutes is all you really need, right?
Yeah.
So that also doesn't need to be very long. It doesn't require as much warm up.
Mm-hmm. When I think of that 45-minute effort, I don't think of 45 minutes of dedicated exercise. I think of 15 to 25 or 15 to 35 minutes of dedicated exercise. With the other is, assuming you're dressed right away, you got to grab your equipment, you got to warm up, you got to prime the movements, you have to do some rehab kind of things so that when you do hit this exercise, you're getting the best result out of it.
Yes, I agree 100%. So like if you're doing that, if you're doing a classic like CrossFit workout that's maybe in the 8-minute range, let's say,
Hmm.
um, you could spend the 45 minutes in there, like you said, addressing all that warm up and prep stuff, and then hitting a solid 8 minutes right near the back half of that. And
Hmm.
then you have a couple minutes to cool down, and it's all in that 45-minute frame.
Hmm. So I had a friend ask me like, why should I warm up when I don't need to for a workout? And it took me like a lot of time to think about the answer that I like the best. And what I came up with was that you can't reach your maximum potential in that workout unless your body is primed for that already.
Right. Dude, it's
So
so funny you say this because I was thinking about this the other day. It's a coincidence.
what made you think about it?
Well, I was in the gym and I saw someone basically do this. And this is, but for the record, something I used to do fairly often as well. Not every day, but like at least multiple times a week.
Hmm.
I would walk in on a class and be late or something like that and just jump right in, like set up my bar and then it's the workout, like minimal warm up, like, 2 air squats was the warm up. So it's like that used to be something I did. And then I saw somebody do this the other day, and I wouldn't think about doing it anymore. But it made me think, like, why did I stop doing that for one? And that's because of like injury potential. I just wanted to make sure my body wouldn't get hurt as
Hmm.
I got older. And then also, even if I didn't get hurt, I really don't feel like I got anything out of that workout. That
Yeah.
you're doing an 8-minute workout again, let's say, even a 15-minute workout. But if that's literally all you're doing,
Hmm.
your body's not getting very much out of that because you're the first half of that workout, if not all of it,
Yeah.
just your body trying to figure out what's going on first, like
Right.
ramp up. And then you're done, and then that's it.
Yeah. So I 100% agree with you. And then there's the whole injury risk factor too. You think that it matters less when you're younger, but the price is paid whether you're younger or older. The question is just when.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
And Kelly Starrett says this all the time, like it's fine to deadlift with the rounded back until it's not.
Until it's not. Yep.
So one moment, one day, one lift will bite you in the ass, and then it'll be awful because it ruins your potential for an X amount of time, and you're not able to effectively train.
Right. No, I'm with you. I think that warm up piece is crucial. But like we said, it could also be in 45 minutes, right? If you got a high intensity workout, you
Mm-hmm.
can spend longer warming up and prepping. You could spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes even, and then hit that workout and still have a couple minutes at the end. If it's low intensity, you don't need to warm up as much, and you
Yeah.
could still do a 30-minute row,
Yep.
and you didn't need to warm up that much for it, so you can still fit it in. So,
Yeah. Now I've been listening to a lot of OPEC stuff because I think James is a really smart dude.
mm-hmm.
And when I think of the minimum that you have to do, and I tell this to all the clients that I work with who are just starting out, 3 days is enough to progress your fitness for sure.
I think so.
It's enough as a jumping off point. It's like your consistency in a week, a 7-day week, you can fit it in really easily. You just do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. And then you have a day of work, a day of rest. You never go too long without working out.
Right.
So what made me think about it through OPEX's lens is they have the 3 ways of describing a workout. You have a pain, a gain, a sustain workout.
Yep.
So if you're doing 3 days a week, I feel like that's a pretty nice distribution. So to go through pain, gain, and sustain, sustain is your long, slow distance, low intensity, elongated workout. You're breathing hard. We're working on your cardiovascular system. Then you have your gain, which is just strength training and bodybuilding, which that's one of the things I think bodybuilding is one of the things that CrossFit vilified pretty early. Like, oh, let's just do thrusters and back squats and deadlifts because it's functional. But
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of value in a bent over row or a single arm strict overhead press or
Fun.
yeah, a lot of the stability pieces come from unilateral movements.
Yeah.
And the pendulum has swung back too, I think. And
Yeah.
then the pain piece is the one that is needed least often, I think, for people who want to do fitness. But pain is usually a multimodal effort, but it can be a single effort. And it's, let's say, 20 wall balls, 15 burpees, 10 push-ups, and 5 feet handstand walks, and then rest 5 minutes. Hit it as hard as you can, then rest. So these are the ones that pain is the perfect descriptor for, because they really hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I do like their framework for thinking about those things for sure.